All right, so today I thought I would share a bit of my art, like from, I think these are from 2019, 2020. That's why some of them are really old. Like how I started drawing like every single thing. So this is art sketchbook tour. I don't know, this might take a while because I actually have a few of them. So I'm just going to run through them real quick. I don't know if it's going to pop, like if the pages are going to be able to show on camera. So I'm just going to take pictures and put them while I'm editing. But anyhow, this is literally how I started, like every single thing before I got to where I'm now. And I will say one thing: progress, like progress. Because going from, okay, this is how I usually drew heads before. This was me trying to draw like My Hero Academia hairstyles. If you see them, I was terrible. Like very terrible. I tried to sketch hands and so on. Oh yeah, this was one of my first biggest drawings, like one of my first best drawings. Like after drawing this, I didn't want to draw anything again because I was like, okay, yeah, this is it, I can draw. But then I kept going, and those of you who know me already know I have my own story called Camino. So I've been drawing Kai for a very long time. This was the first draft of how Kai was supposed to look like. Like this was how Kai was supposed to look at. I've had various, like you would see various versions of Kai in this tour. Like this, I think I have another one. Yeah, this was the one that started solidifying the, like, okay, the actual way I want him to look like. So yeah, well, this is how I usually drew heads. The only thing I drew at that time was just heads. I'm seeing a lot of heads. It started to sound sauce. But moving on. Yeah, and another character first draft is this guy, Kenta. This is like the right hand of Kai. This is his first draft, the first drawing I ever did for him. It actually turned out great. The rest were just random sketches. This was of my crush at the time. I don't like drawing human beings, but I did this at the time. Don't judge me. Yeah, we've all had crushes or whatever. Let's move on. Yeah, that's pretty much it for that first book. Then the second one was mostly just practice. Like, look, when you don't draw for a while, your hand, you really go back to being like almost terrible and stuff. So like the way I drew heads, I deteriorated. So I started drawing everything piece by piece, drawing eyes, nose, and all that, like different things. Like I started drawing different anime eyes, like you could see here, different eyes on this page. Yeah, just drawing mouths, nose, eyes, and whatever, just to try and get a balance of how it works. And another thing I did as practice was whatever I was watching at the time, I would pause it. Like if anime, I would pause it and try and draw it. You could see Frankie and Robin from One Piece. I was really watching One Piece at the time there. Another one of my biggest drawing, I don't know, whenever I draw something really drastic like this, I just drop my pen. Like I feel like if I draw something else, I'm not going to be as good as this. I'm just going to lose it. So I stopped drawing for a while, then got back and I drew this. This is from Saiki Kusuo. Drew this. I was watching, like I said, any anime or anything I was watching at the time for practice, I just paused the scene, then try and draw it again. That was literally what I was doing. And you could see One Piece. I really watched One Piece a lot. Don't judge me, One Piece is like my favorite. You could see Trafalgar Law. And this one, I drawing Luffy, like different, because I really wanted to make my characters' expressions like One Piece, so I was really trying to study their expressions. So I drew Luffy, Usopp, and every, like literally a bunch of character. That concludes the second book. I really want to try and rush this, but I know I'm not even moving fast. Yeah, this is my first line art, my actual first line art with pen, and I was like, yeah, I'm an artist now. bring works. Yeah. That was pretty. Yeah, that was just that's that. But this book, there's not really much inside. It was just like random doodles, like random sketches. I tried doing like a YouTube story time. I don't know if you guys have seen something like The Odd Ones Out and stuff, like they do their own story time. So I tried doing stuff like that. And this was my first attempt at full body, like not really full body, let's just say half body. And yeah, you could see proportions are not proportioning. Yeah, and that concludes that book. This one was mainly just tips, like every single thing I was learning, I just wrote them down so that I remember and so on. Then I like, let's get bigger. I got this sketch pad. This sketch pad was mainly just like a study after study. Each page was filled with random duties. I said duty. Wow. I'm just going to take pictures of them and show them and put them while I edit, because if I say let me start, it's just going to take real long. But yeah, this particular sketchbook was just practice, like poses. Okay, I wanted to get into posing and such, so I was just drawing anything, trying to practice poses. I used to use this excuse of, okay, I'm not the one going to draw my manga, so there's no need for me to learn how to draw, but I love drawing, so I just kept going on it. Looked like I think I had up to 15 to 30 gig worth of videos on my laptop, just learning how to draw, random videos from different people. But my biggest inspiration online was white manga. White manga was my biggest inspiration. Any mangaka who draws literally knows white manga, and I followed most of his tips, him and Proco and a bunch of other artists that I followed. So it was just, this book was just drawing poses. Then, like I said, I studied One Piece because I really wanted my stuff to be relatively close to One Piece. So this is my first inked Luffy, and trying to learn manga pages. I drew out a page. This is Luffy versus Katakuri. I drew the page and I inked it. I wanted to see, okay, how does this work? Like if I do traditional, at that time I haven't gotten digital, or rather I wasn't comfortable with digital, so I thought I would do things from traditional to digital. Look, that explanation will come in another video. But yeah, I just drew that and I kept going. Like any single thing I could see, any picture I could see, I tried and tried. There is literally a lot of sketch upon sketch. And yeah, this is Luffy Gearford. Snake Man. Drew it and inked it. Was really proud of this, but at this point I was like, okay, I can draw something like this, so I can draw something again. This was just me trying to study how beat up characters look and so on. Yeah, basically that's for that book. Now the second to last book, another one filled with lots and lots of practice. Look, one thing I can say that I benefited from all of this is that constant practice does actually pay off. Like I also did things like drawing constantly for a week, 2 weeks without stopping, like every single day, just constantly drawing. And I would say that really did help me. I occasionally inked. On this book, I was mostly like, okay, let me compile what I've learned so far. Like, how do I draw eyes? How do I draw nose? How do I draw mouth without looking at references? How do I draw them? So I just started compiling everything into an arsenal, like able to remember. Then I studied One Piece art style a lot. So you see a lot of sketches like that. Is it another? This is a sketch pad tour, so it's just showing you the random doodles, everything. Like this is what I just did a lot before I moved completely to digital. And now the last book. This is already like, I don't even know how long. It's already like 10 minutes in. But yeah, this is the final book. Like after this book, I think this is the last thing I drew traditionally. This is the last thing I drew traditionally in paper. Every other thing I've been doing has been in the PC, like digitally. So here's where I started solidifying every single thing that I've been learning. Like, okay, starting again from how to draw faces, how to draw heads. Yeah, drawing them from different angles, eyes, nose. Then Kai, my character, I started trying to like get serious with him. I usually was afraid of drawing Kai because I was like, okay, I'm not going to draw this perfect enough. I'm not going to draw this how I imagine this to be. So it was really annoying and frustrating. But I tried. You could see the end goal from my recent drawings. I'm going to talk about my covers because I really just want to focus on the sketch books this video in this one here. So yeah, so just kept on drawing different things, and this is where I made some of the drawings that I later like transferred and turned them digital, like Gold Brigade, which is another story that I'm working on, but I don't think I'm going to be the one to draw that. I might just write the story and sell it off. Gold Brigade, it was like, this was funny enough, this was just practice, but it turned, I was trying to practice for splash pages and it turned out great. I just like, okay, drawing, when I drew it on PC, I was like, okay, yes, I have to write the story. I have a story in mind for this. And that's what I did. You'd see different like other sketches that I made. This one was supposed to be like fashion high. It was supposed to be just like a comic. This, and I just did a short comic that I could just do for like social media and stuff. I think I might actually go through with it, but let's see how that works. So you can see my drawings became more defined at this point. Like I was really confident in everything I was doing. But even here, I think I was still lazy or very like drawn back even at this point in the drawings. But anyhow, these were just sketches and sketching and sketching and sketching. Occasionally, when I wasn't with my sketch pad, I just take A4 from my friends and I drew on them. You'll still see some of my friends' artwork here. Like I kept some of them. Yeah, another version of Kai. Another version of how Kai was supposed to be, because I was like, okay, let's see Kai with like just drop down here. But it didn't fit the character that I was going for at the time. So I moved that. I think I'm going to use that character for another character. Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much, to be honest, that's pretty much it. Everything was just random doodles. Like I said, anything I see, I draw. Anything I feel like drawing, I draw. And I just keep on practicing. I think the only thing right now that I would say that I'm not comfortable drawing, and I don't think any artist is really comfortable drawing unless they've been drawing for years, hands and feet. It's terrible, but we'll overcome it. But that's pretty much it for my sketchpad tour. The reason why I did this video is because I wanted to share it, like my progress, because when I found these books and I was looking at them, I'm like, okay, wow, I have really come a long way, and I want to share this. I want people to see that, okay, if you keep doing something, you're actually going to get better no matter what you think or what you reason. I don't know, but that's pretty much it, and I think that is it for this video. I'm going to try and be posting more frequently, and yeah, I've already taken too much time, so bye.